The purpose of this short video segment is to provide an overview of a content-specific lesson offered in a GLEO course. For this example, we will look at AIDS, Africa, and Us. Logging in is easy. You simply enter your username and your password, and this will take you to the course you have registered for. Each GLEO course begins with a session designed to build a community of students and their facilitators. Moreover, the opening session begins to provide context into empathetic and critical thinking and helps students to develop the habits of mind needed for this inquiry-based program. The opening session of each GLEO course also sets the stage for the dialogue that will become vital for the development of each student's experience. Now let's survey a content-specific GLEO session. Each session will begin with a guiding question or a short video clip to provide context for the session's focus. In Session 3 of AIDS, Africa, and Us, the instructor has prefaced this session with directions, a context statement, and a guiding question. How can a continent that has gold, diamonds, and oil be suffering from such miserable poverty? This is immediately followed by a short video segment exposing the use of child slave labor to produce the chocolate that most of us enjoy without knowing where the chocolate comes from. Let's take a look at a few seconds of this. Immediately following the video clip, students are led to a wealth of historical information about the African continent and its exploitation. The instructor has provided links to oil and diamonds. This article, produced by Democracy Now! In May of 2007, talks about the untapped African oil. After viewing Chocolate and Slavery, the video, and exploring the research, students are asked to respond to a journal prompt. Let's take a look at student responses. The journal asks, oil, diamonds, and chocolate. How many of us and our families are aware of where these highly coveted items come from and their true cost? Are we planning to go without any of these things anytime soon? What's our role been in this exploitation? How have we all contributed to this situation? Let's look at what Mary has posted. Mary's response. First of all, I would like to say that those news stories surprised me. I was one of those people who thought that most oil here in the U.S. was imported from Saudi Arabia instead of Africa. I was one of those people, even after I watched Blood Diamond, who never really wondered about the connection between diamonds and Africa. I was one of those people who rarely wondered about how chocolates were made, even after I watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And recently, in a Costco, I actually thought about the different chocolate companies when I saw several kinds of chocolate in one container. She goes on to comment further, but let's take a look at how a facilitator, Mr. Matsuda, has responded to Mary. Mary, I really like your post. Especially now that I think about my answer of, I did not know, I became more curious about other events that are happening in other countries. Not just the general conflict, but also other in-depth information regarding those conflicts. That says it all in terms of what we here at GLEO would like to see in our young leaders. You are growing more curious about the big issues in the world and seem motivated to connect the dots. Speaking of which, do you think that knowledge sometimes becomes a burden? that once you know about an issue, it becomes your responsibility to do something? Do you suppose that that's why so many of us would rather not know? Notice the response that Mr. Matsuda made to Mary's post. Mr. Matsuda affirms the student's position by quoting directly from their post, and also challenges the student towards further inquiry. This is how GLEO fosters critical thinking while promoting the idea of global citizenry. Each session follows the same basic format. It starts with an engaging piece, video, quote, research. It requires some self-reflective journal posts from the students, and then it engages in Socratic dialogue with the students and their facilitators.